Good morning, everyone. Guess what today is? And what else? Halfway there. Yes. So I want to thank DLS, all the committee, every single staff member on the committees, the clerk's office, the troopers, everyone, the interns that have helped us get to this point. The work is going to get a lot more intense, so be patient. Make sure you plan for some weekends and Mondays and enjoy your family this weekend, okay? So the prayer will be offered by the delegate from Prince George's.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good morning, colleagues.
Good morning.
Let us pray. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, Thou who has brought us thus far along the way. God, we are grateful for you have brought us to this halfway point, oh God. You've been with us every step of the way, God. Through every discussion, every debate, every question raised, you've been with us. As we move on to the second half of this session, God, continue to lead us in the path of righteousness for your name's sake. Be with us, oh God, as we are during this holy season of Lent, Ramadan, and on our way to Passover, God. Let us remember to continue to keep our eyes on the prize that you have given us. As my colleague from the Eastern Shore stated yesterday, let us remember the wonderful moments that you brought us here to do the good work of helping people who need our assistance, God. Providing health care to those that are in need, feeding those that are hungry, freeing the captives, oh God. Let us remember these moments, God, of the great work that you've allowed us to do here in this state of Maryland. Touch every individual here. Guide us and protect us. Give us the peace that surpasseth all understanding. And when we have done all that we could do, we can look back and say we did our best. We can look back and say we fought the fight, and we've run the race, and we've kept the faith. And it was you that kept us through it all. In your name we pray. Amen.
Quorum Cole.
Madam Speaker.
How many today? One? Okay. Just give people one more second. Okay. The clerk will call the roll. There being 122 members present, the House is now in session. The clerk will read the journal from the previous day.
Annapolis, Maryland, February the 20th, 2026.
Recognizing the Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So much be considered the reading of the journal.
So order petitions, memorials, and other papers. So colleagues, we have one resolution today, and I'm going to recognize the delegate from Montgomery County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome.
Good morning, colleagues.
Good morning.
On behalf of the District 15 team, I am pleased to introduce two inspiring young men from Montgomery County, Edward Maximus Devaney, 17, and J. Cole Devaney, 15, who are students of Winston Churchill High School and the founders of a nonprofit called Waves for Change. As competitive swimmers, Maximus and J. Cole saw that swimming can be a privilege, inaccessible to some children because they lacked something as simple as swim gear. In fact, in some underserved communities, over 60% do not know how to swim, while drowning is still one of the leading causes of death for children in the U.S. They founded Waves for Change 2 years ago to inspire, support, and empower more kids to swim, and built the organization with nearly 2,000 supporters and formed partnerships with the philanthropic organizations nationwide. In just 2 years, they have collected more than 10,000 pieces of donated swim gear for swimmers, swim schools, and drowning prevention organizations in 9 states across the country and 2 swim schools in Africa. And to make today's celebration extra special is the fact that the two brothers just won the 2026 Maryland State High School Swim Championship. Congratulations. And so please join me in recognizing these extraordinary young men and their parents, the 15 constituents at the back balcony, their father, Captain Edward Deviney, and their mother, Janet Deviney. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Would the reading clerk please read the resolution in full?
Be it hereby known to all that the House of Delegates of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to Waves for Change in recognition of April Pools Day and your dedication to making swimming accessible and safe, and to educate and raise awareness to prevent drownings in Maryland. The entire membership extends best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution to be presented on this 27th day of February 2026.
Congratulations, proud parents. Introduction of House bills. The clerk will read the bills and their committee assignments.
House Bill 1620, Delegate Stewart, House Rules. House Bill 1621, Delegate Grammer, House Rules. House Bill 1622, Delegate Grammer, House Rules. House Bill 1623, Montgomery County Delegation, House Rules, by order of Sylvia Seeger, Chief Clerk.
The clerk will read the bond initiatives and the committee assignment.
Introductory House Bond Initiatives number 54, February 27, 2026, referred to appropriations. Introductory House Bond Initiatives number 55, February 27, 2026, referred to appropriations. Introductory House Bond Initiatives number 56, February 27, 2026, referred to appropriations.
Message from the Senate, consent calendar number 8, Senate bills introduced in the House. The clerk will read the first bill and committee assignment.
Senate Bill 68, Senator Charles, Environment and Transportation.
Recognizing the majority leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So much be considered the reading of Senate Bill 68, be considered the reading for all the bills on the calendar.
Hearing no objection, the bills are read the first time and referred to the appropriate committees. Quorum call.
Madam Speaker.
Has everyone recorded their presence? All right. The clerk will take the call. There being 125 members present, the House is still in session. House third reading calendar number 19. The clerk will read the bill.
House Bill 1341, Immigration Enforcement, Expanding Sensitive Locations, Notification and Guidance, Maryland Values Act of 2026.
House Bill number 1341 is on third reading and final passage. Is there any debate? If not, the clerk will take the roll.
Madam Speaker.
Has everyone recorded their vote? Does anyone care to change their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. There being 90 votes in the affirmative and 34 votes in the negative, House Bill number 1341, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. The clerk will read. No more bills. Sorry. It's not the gift that keeps on giving. That ends the work at the desk, everyone. Yes. So we have committee announcements. We have appropriations.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Appropriations Committee will meet for a voting session at 12:45, followed by a bill hearing.
Thank you. Economic matters.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. There will be a subcommittee chairs meeting on economic matters at 12:30, followed by a 1 p.m. voting session.
Environment and transportation.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The House Environment and Transportation Committee will have a voting session at 1 p.m., followed by bill hearings.
Thank you. Government, labor, and elections.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. GLE will have bill hearings at 1 p.m., followed by a voting session.
Health.
The Health Committee will have a voting session at noon.
Judiciary.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Judiciary Committee will be meeting at 1 p.m. for a voting session.
Ways and Means.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Ways and Means Committee will meet at 12 p.m. for a briefing on responsible gaming in the committee room.
And I want to thank the chairs for your hard work. Subcommittee announcements. Recognizing the gentleman from Baltimore City.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Colleagues, Monday at 3 p.m., the Capital Budget Subcommittee will meet. We will have hearings from the Judiciary, the Military, Department of Natural Resources, MDH, and DHCD. Thank you very much.
Recognizing the lady from Montgomery County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Continuing our party in Health and Social Services, our subcommittee will be meeting on Monday at 1 p.m. for our Family Investment Administration budget. Thank you.
And thank you for your work yesterday in the subcommittee. Important hearing. Recognizing the delegate from Howard.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On Monday at 1 p.m., the Appropriations, Transportation, and Environment Subcommittee will meet in room 150.
Recognizing the delegate from Baltimore County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The K-12 Education Subcommittee of Ways and Means will meet for a briefing on the Maryland Longitudinal Data System 10 minutes after the briefing in Ways and Means.
Any other subcommittee announcements? Recognizing the delegate from Montgomery County. Okay, no problem. Anyone else? All right. Delegation announcements. See no delegation announcements. Caucus announcements. Recognizing the delegate from the Eastern Shore.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Waterman's Caucus will be meeting Monday night, 6 p.m. via Zoom.
Thank you. Any other caucus announcement? Recognizing the delegate from Anne Arundel.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Fire and EMS Coalition will meet Monday, 4 p.m., second floor of the Senate, and also on Zoom, getting down to the final time to get your bills in and get support from the Fire EMS Coalition. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Any other caucus announcements?
Madam Speaker,
recognizing the caucus, the chair of the Legislative Black Caucus.
And I apologize,
it's okay.
Madam Speaker. This is actually a subcommittee announcement.
Okay.
12 noon, criminal law on Monday. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other announcement regarding our work? Seeing none, let's go on to the Black History Moment, which today will be given to us by the wonderful delegate from Charles County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome.
And colleagues, if you just provide me with a moment of personal preference, had the luxury to discuss on the last day of Black History that we'll be discussing today. Remind me about 12 years ago, there was a lot of debate on the Confederate statutes and moving them down, taking them down. And I was speaking with my father-in-law, and I was kind of ambivalent as, history and are we removing history? And all he said was, yeah, I remember those going up. And it kind of took me back, and he talked to me about the Stone Mountain, the massive tribute to the Confederacy that was put up between 1915 and 1972, and how the Klan celebrated by burning a cross on the top of it in November 1915. About the Good Darky statue, talking about depicting the supplicant African-American men, and the original placard said, dedicated to the arduous and faithful service of Good Darkies, Louisiana. He talked to me about Fort A.P. Hill, Fort Hood, Fort Polk, and Fort Rucker. Those names were changed in 1941 and 42. Confederate soldiers' descendants, that was put up in 1953. Jefferson Davis Historic Site, 1957. Bust of Stonewall Jackson, the Confederate monument to the site of the Second Battle of Cabin Creek, 1961. He went on to talk about all these things that he had witnessed. And he asked me why I thought those were put up. He said, it was interesting because Civil War ended in 1865. And it wasn't a coincidence that those were put up. See, my lack of knowledge in history assumed that they were put up right after the Civil War, and they weren't. These Confederate monuments were erected during the Jim Crow and the Civil Rights era. Organized propaganda to promote the lost cause and venerate white supremacy values of the Confederacy By the way, the lost cause is how the Confederacy tried to recast their humiliating defeat for the treasonous war as the embodiment of the framers' true vision for this country. The Civil War wasn't about slavery, it was about states' rights. Robert E. Lee was a gentleman, a patriot, and the Ku Klux Klan rescued the heritage of the South, also known as the Southern way of life. They're placed in town squares, courthouse lawns, but they served as a warning to African American citizens that of the violent reprisal they could expect if they attempted to trespass the economic and political restrictions that ensured black citizens remained second class. This wasn't history. It was not an attempt to unite a broken country. Not decades later, it was just intimidation. And growing up in white foster homes, I really never heard that. I didn't understand the significance or the history. This is not an anti-American speech. These are just facts, and this isn't the past. My father-in-law was born in 1939. He is still alive. Millions of Americans lived through this. Thousands are still alive today. This is not their past. This is their life. He discussed with me about the Wilmington insurrection, where white supremacists broke into the city government of Wilmington, North Carolina. About 60 black folks were killed because they were trying to participate in the electorate. 1919, the Red Summer. The Rosewood Massacre of 1923. The Okagee Massacre of 1920, or the destruction of Black Wall Street, also known as the Tulsa Race Massacre. And what he said was, the worst kind of censorship is a censorship we never know, because many things aren't taught in our history books. It's not about fostering a sense of national shame. These are facts. History isn't always comfortable, but it is necessary. It's not just about shame. It's to remind us about how far we've come, but more than that, to remind us of what human nature can allow and what human dignity can endure. And now we see plenty of executive orders coming out condemning the Civil Rights Act of 1964 that says it inspired decades of dangerous, demeaning, and immoral race and sex-based preferences. It called the telling of civil rights histories became inherently racist, oppressive, and irredeemably flawed. The directives that the Smithsonian has received to scrub all improper ideology, take down anything that is uncomfortable and conveys a negative view of American history. Basically erasing the collective struggles of an entire people, rather than fostering a deeper understanding of our shared past, is a widespread effort to rewrite history and disregard the progress that this country has made and those ideals that inspire millions of people across this country and in this world. Learning is not always a comfortable experience, especially when you're faced with beliefs that contradict yours. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed if it is not faced. James Baldwin. See, right now we need history more than we need food and diapers. It's our moral compass. It advances liberty and prosperity and human growth, but it requires compassion and the acknowledgement of our shared past. Celebrating the contributions of African Americans for this month to this country and this world should not be divisive. Acknowledging and confronting the traumatic plight of an enslaved people should not elicit shame, but inspire pride in the people of this great nation. To witness descendants of the enslaved unite, recognize their heritage, build a community, define themselves on their own terms as they see fit, reminds us never to underestimate the power and dreams and influence of the human spirit. And that's what this month is about. It is not to divide us, it is to unite us, to remind us of our greatness. But we cannot pretend that the past did not exist. We need to learn from it. My father-in-law grew up with Emmett Till. They all moved from Mississippi to Chicago, but every summer they would go back and visit. So when we talk about our history and the things that you may not be comfortable with, I want you to understand that that's not just history. It's his life and the life of so many others. Our plight has value. We are one country. We are united, but we are an amazing people, an example to the rest of this world of how to persevere under struggle. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Recognizing the chair of the Women Caucus.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I apologize for missing announcements earlier. Executive board members of the Women's Caucus and those who also donated to our drive, if you could meet me after floor back here, I'd appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Recognizing the Majority Whip.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For those that are having bills reviewed by the Latino Caucus Legislative Review Committee, check your emails. They're meeting today.
Any personal or guest announcements? Recognizing the delegate from Anne Arundel County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're
It's
welcome.
my honor to recognize, and I ask all my colleagues to join me in recognizing, I call it a small army, a group of folks, civilians and military folks that are visiting from Fort Meade in a gallery, So one of the folks up there, we happen to have our garrison commander. She's the first female and the second black to command Fort Meade. So round of applause for all the folks from Fort Meade.
Welcome. Any other personal or guest announcements? Recognizing the gentleman from Anne Arundel.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and good
You're
morning.
welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, colleagues and distinguished guests. Today we have the privilege of welcoming a very special guest to our house, Lance Corporal Javier Vega, United States Marine, who is my Chief of Staff's son, up in the gallery, Maricruz Abaca. Lance Corporal, it is an honor to recognize you not only as a member of the few and the proud, but especially on your birthday. Birthday as birthdays are moments to reflect growth, sacrifice, and purpose. And when the birthday is celebrated by someone who has choice to serve, who have chosen to serve our nation in uniform, we carry even a greater meaning. Today, as you stand here in the People's House, know that your service does not go unnoticed. Your courage, strength to our nation, and dedication inspires young people watching who may one day choose a path of service themselves. And your presence reminds them of just that. With real families who make real sacrifices. We just want to thank you for your service to our nation, our community, and our state. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other personal or guest announcements? Seeing none, this is Friday, and what do we do on Fridays?
No.
Recognizing the protocol chair.
All right. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Come on down, you sunshines. Oh, my goodness. We had 9 this week. You have done a fantastic job. What y'all think, colleagues? You think those wonderful pages? They are so wonderful. We've had a big, tough week, but we made it through, Madam Speaker, with these wonderful pages here. I love them dearly. My sunshines. I hope you come back another week to see us before signing on. Okay? I'm not going to announce your names today, okay, next time around, but I thank you again from the protocol chair Delegate Veronica Turner. Thank you very much. You can be excused.
Thank you so much.
Madam
we enjoy
Speaker,
having you. Yes.
Just one more announcement.
Yes.
I know y'all hate me making this announcement, but
Hate is a strong word.
okay.
But we shouldn't have to announce it, right?
Right.
Okay. Right.
I want you to know that I'm still about 70 some people short. And you know who are that have not come to see me in room 205. Believe me, I got something special for you for the last day. I want y'all to know you will be happy with it. Please come see me and do your duty of paying your protocol chair. I'm a good person to deal with. Come see me. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
I'm going to ask the body that this is the last time I want to hear that message. So no disrespect meant to the delegate. There's 70 people that have not paid. Will you do me a favor? It is 11:28. Can you go to an ATM, Zelle, Venmo before you leave today? And or maybe, oh, it's only cash? Yeah, there's an ATM right here, downstairs in the basement. Seriously, right next to the place that we buy Sprouts. Please do it. Because next week, Protocol Chair, I want you to tell me out of the 70, where are we on that number? Okay? That's right. It's on. All right. Quorum call.
Madam Speaker?
Has everyone recorded their presence? The clerk will take the call. There being 126 members present, the House is still in session. Recognizing the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Let's listen.
I move that the House stands recessed until Monday, March 2nd at 8 o'clock p.m., legislative date February 21.
Have a blessed and safe weekend, everyone. And pay those dues.